All right, are you guys ready for another blonding video? I hope so, because I got one for you. So today I'm going to be using the Scruples Power Blonde Lightener, and I'm going to be using that with 20 volume. This lightener is literally amazing, you guys. I've been using it a lot lately, and I have to say I am so impressed with it. By far my new favorite lightener. So I'm just going to be mixing that up, and then we are going to be starting the highlight. So she has the world's longest hair, not really, but she's definitely one of my more natural long-haired clients, no extensions, lucky girl. And she has hair that's probably almost down to her butt, and she's had it that way her whole life. I've been doing her hair for about 4 or 5 years now, and every time I do her hair, I'm just so jealous. But we are just going to be starting out by highlighting. We're doing baby lights. It's been about 6 months since we did her color last, and about a year or even more since we did it underneath. So she is in need of a good blonde touch-up. I'm going to be doing face framing highlights around the face. These are actually slices, just very thin slices, because she likes to be really blonde when she pulls her hair back. And she's lucky because she's about a natural level 7. So her roots actually blend really well when her regrowth comes in, so she can go 6 months. So we're just doing that slicing around the face, and then as soon as we're done with the entire hairline, we're going to transition into regular baby lights. Now that that hairline is done, I'm going to start above the ear and just do regular baby lights. There's no special tips or tricks here. I am just doing my regular baby lights, and it's just small, thin sections so that we can get the maximum lift. That's the trick to highlighting and getting the best lift, is baby lights, seriously. I know a lot of people are like, what are baby lights? And they're really just thin sections, you know, just like a normal fine weave, but for some reason the word baby lights has just gone viral and everyone loves it, and it really is a good way to explain them. So I'm just doing these baby lights, minimal subsections back to back. Her hair is really long, and the question I get asked most when I do her hair is, how do you fit all of that hair into foils? And there's a few tricks. One is for Mar foils. They're a little heavier duty and they hold the hair a little better, so I feel like that gives me a better grip and a better hold in the foil. So definitely using those helps. And then around her face in the front part, she does have some breakage and some shorter pieces around her face, just kind of like all blondes do. Our hair tends to be a little more fragile around the face. So for this front section, I'm just weaving like normal, but in the back I will show you what I do when her hair starts to get really long and it can't fit into a foil. And now on this side of her head, I am just repeating the exact same thing. I'm going to be doing the face framing slices and then baby lights up the top. And then there's a little rectangular section in the front where I'm going to be doing most of her money pieces and back-to-back highlighting around the face. And I just want to point out that yes, I am overlapping a little bit. I'm mainly just covering the dark part where her regrowth has come in and then feathering down to some gold pieces. But I actually want to do a video on overlapping because I get this question a lot. I definitely like to keep my blondes healthy, but we all know that you have to overlap eventually to get your clients blonder, and there are certain ways you can do that and go about it that keep your clients' hair healthy and strong, and you can avoid breakage. So I probably will do a video more in depth on that, so let me know if you guys would like to see that. But yes, there are some pieces of her hair that I am overlapping to brighten it up a little bit.
Crave. 'Cause 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 'cause
onto the front of the face, which is honestly my favorite part because this is where you really get those intense money shots, and I just love getting them really blonde around the face because that's what every blonde that sits in my chair says. I have only maybe had 3 or 4 clients ever that are like, no, don't make me bright around the face. It's just on trend right now, and also every blonde wants to feel like their roots are gone and they notice it more in the front. So I am just doing one slice right there, and I do that in the front just to get that first piece really bright, because if your client sees any dark right there, it doesn't matter how beautiful the rest of the hair is, they're going to focus on that. So I usually do 1 or 2 slices back to back, and then I'm just going to do really tight baby lights after that. Now we are on to the back of the head. As you can see here underneath, she has some little baby hairs, not quite as long as the rest of her hair, so I'm just going to be doing a normal weaving pattern for that, and I'm just going to be folding my foil like I normally do. I'm going to do a few up the center, and then what I like to do is transition and do a few on the left side, a few on the right side, then back to the center. So my pattern ends up being brick laid between all 3 of those placements. Now that her hair is starting to get a little bit longer, I will show you what I do to transition her foils a little nicer. So I just do my normal baby lights, feather my bleach on like normal, and then instead of folding her foil up, I'm just going to lay another foil right on top of it. These from our foils are amazing. They are just the embossed sheets, and they're awesome because they are short enough to fold into a normal foil, but also long enough to lay out like this if you need to. They're also really helpful for balayage, long hair foiling, things like that. They have the pop-up foils too, which are really nice for just normal baby lighting and highlighting, but I like to do these so that I have versatility with them. So as you can see here, just doing my baby lights like normal, and then since these foils aren't quite long enough just to run the brush down her entire strand of hair, I do twirl the brush around her hair and bring her hair up. I hope that makes sense. I don't feel like that did, but as you can see here, I'm putting the bleach on like normal, and then I'll take it down, I twist her hair up, and then resaturate. This part is really hard. You have to make sure that you're resaturating completely so that the hair doesn't process splotchy or uneven, and putting these foils back to back like this helps a little bit because it has a little more room to breathe rather than when you just fold your foils up. So if you are working with a long-haired client, I would definitely try this method because it helps a ton. Okay, we are now at the bowl. She is fully processed, and as you can see here, she lifted absolutely beautifully. She lifted to about a level 9, even 10 in some areas, which is amazing. So now we are actually just tapping her out at the root, and I am using the Scruples Power Blonde Gel Toner line. This line has been incredible, and I have loved playing around with it. On the base, I am using the shade called Platinum, which is a beige and violet tone underneath. And what I really love about that being the underlying pigment is that the beige gives us more of a natural look, more of a natural shade with her root area, and then the violet cancels out any yellow or any gold that we're going to be seeing. So I'm going to put that on the root, and then I'm going to leave that about 5 to 10 minutes depending, and then we will tone her ends. I typically like to take my comb or my eye blend brush and just brush or comb through the root tap or smudge after I apply it, just because I feel like it gives it a softer blend. And right here you can see a little closer detail of how I do my tap. I am just starting around the hairline, and then I will start above the ear and take it upwards. I really, really love doing this technique with my baby lights. I actually end up tapping or smudging or shadowing most of my clients these days. You guys know that from all my videos, but I just feel like it gives it such a natural grow out. It tones the top very well, and you know what, to be honest, the top lifts differently than the rest of the hair does because it's natural. So you really should be toning your root area separately than the ends anyway, just for even results. It's kind of like when you're applying an all over color. It's not one size fits all. You can't just throw a 4N over the whole head and think it's going to work well. So that's the same idea here essentially. So I'm just going to be tapping the root with that formula I told you guys about. Let that sit, and then we will get to her ends.
Now we are halfway there, we're keeping focus on that. Maybe together we're gonna scare the fear itself. Or maybe the thunder won't even let us reach tomorrow. Feel adventurous, embrace the pain. When I'm with you, that's how I do.
I had Olaplex number 2 sitting on her ends while I did the root tap, and I do that with all of my clients. I like to let them sit in an Olaplex treatment while I do the base color, just because I feel like it gives them a nice little treatment on their hair and also creates a barrier so that that smudge doesn't create any lines in their blonde hair since it is so porous. So I'm just going to be rinsing that out, and now we are going to be applying the toner. I am going to be using Goldwell Colorants 10P. This is literally my favorite blonde toner ever, but you can only use it if your client gets to a true level 10. Even if they're at a 9, it's just not the same. So I can only use it on my clients that pull really, really well. And she has the perfect hair, so of course she pulls amazingly. So I'm just going to be putting this on her ends, and I'm going to let that sit for 10 minutes. I should probably mention as well, her root toner is actually still on, so I'm going to be putting this end toner on and then work it together with the root toner that I did, and then let that sit an additional 10 minutes so that the root toner sits a little bit longer and the ends have a chance to process as well. Now I am washing with the Scruples Platinum Shine Blonde Shampoo, which I absolutely love. You guys got to get your hands on this stuff. It's amazing. So I'm going to be washing with that and then conditioning with Kevin Murphy's Hydrate Me Rinse. You guys, look at this hair. It turned out absolutely incredible. I am so in love with the results. I'm sure you guys noticed, but I ended up using a lot of Scruples products in this video, and there is a reason for that. Stay tuned. I have a special announcement coming your way, but I am going to be working with Scruples on a fun little project that I will announce very soon. But as for now, I highly recommend everything I used in this video. I absolutely love the results, and I hope you do too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good day, you guys.